Hello everyone, I wanted to show you something that I have designed here, and I forgot that I'm in survival mode right now, but this is a rail cart system, and that's basically about it. So what is this? Well, recently I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine named Gurrok, and we were talking about, in my latest video on the Red Target server, I have a rail system through the nether, and I'm having zombie pigmen spawning on the rails in that system, which of course is a problem because it's a very, very long rail system, and you start on one end and press the button and get going, and then you run into a zombie pigman along the way, which completely stops your progress, and it's just a hassle. So the typical way that this is addressed in most that most people deal with is you can place a block at the second level, either glass or a half slab like so. And if you do that, you can now let me get out a cart here. If you do that, you can still ride on there and you won't take any damage from the half slabs or the glass. And because there is not enough space now here for zombie pigmen to spawn, it will keep them off of your tracks. The issue with this, though, is it's not, it's just kind of, it's a little bit silly in a way. It is kind of how I would describe it. It works, and it works based upon the way Minecraft is coded, or glitches, or whatever you might call it, but it's not aesthetically appealing to have to look at these slabs like this. So instead, so Gurrok and I were talking about that, and I thought, there's got to be a way to do this. And so this is the system that I came up with. And in fact, if you can imagine that this is an enclosed system like so, and I'm not very good at doing things in creative mode, so forgive me for this, but if you imagine that this was a closed system, a closed tunnel within the nether, you can go right through it, and because it's all closed off and it's blocked at this second height level, you don't have to worry about pigmen spawning in the area. And if we watch behind us, you can see what's happening is as we go down, the pistons retract, and then as we get to the next set of detector rails, they go back out again. And that's basically all there is to this. I like the idea of it. I think it's kind of a neat thing, and it's fairly simple. As can be imagined, I'm operating off of a set of T flip-flops. So each set of T flip-flops operates 4 pistons, and this is a Grisdale design T flip-flops, pretty standard compact T flip-flop. But if we deactivate our T flip-flops here, it'll give you, I didn't have to take them all out, I guess, but you can go in and you can see what's going on with the wrong side there, with the tracks. And basically all this does is there's a bunch of detector rails, and those detector rails, as you go over them, they will activate a set of pistons a little bit farther down the line. They will open them up, and then when you hit the next, the matching detector rail on the other side, it will go ahead and close those pistons back behind you. And obviously, as you can see, as I demonstrated, it works going both directions. Now, the only thing missing from this design that I haven't added in here, but I did it in another design I made that was very similar, is some booster rails, but it's fairly simple to add in a couple of booster rails in here to keep you going at a pretty high speed. But that's it. It's as I said, it's a fairly basic system, all things considered. It's just a bunch of T flip-flops hooked up to some pistons. The pistons are normally in the extracted state so that they block off the tunnel. So as long as you're not riding a minecart through there, it'll be closed off, and then that will prevent anything from spawning. The redstone on this is not probably not ideal. As I said, I just used Grizdale's T flip-flop, compact T flip-flop, and the rest of it's just redstone and repeaters that I ran wiring everything together. So I'm sure that this can be made more compact or in a better, easier or more compact fashion. The other issue is I didn't do anything with the ends. I believe that there would be a way that, for example, the first set of pistons would be here, and I think there should be a way that when you get in the cart and hit the button to get going, it would open up the first set and then close behind you, etc., etc. So I'm not an expert on this kind of stuff. This was just something that I was playing around with. As I said, my friend Gurrok mentioned it, and I thought, gosh, there should be a way. And there is a way. The problem, of course, which would be fairly obvious, is way too resource intensive. You're talking about having a piston on each block of your railway, which I think for the one I made in my Red Target series, that might be close to 400 blocks long. So, and that's going to be a lot of just resources, and obviously just not even worth doing for that cost. But if you were in a doing something a little bit more creative, and you said, hey, I want to make this more realistic or more sensible, why, here you have a system that works like so, that opens things up. And the other issue is one of timing. I chose not to put these on timers, to just have them open for a set amount of time and then close behind you. I did it with the detector methodology. You could probably do it with a timer. Also, I had to put the detectors about 5 blocks away from the pistons that they operate on either side. So there may be ways to shorten that by making this a more compact system of some kind as well. I think if you were able to put these T flip-flops underneath the ground, they could be closer to everything, and then not require as much redstone, which means not require as many repeaters, which I know those all slow things down. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show. Something not very useful, but an interesting idea or concept to maybe create railways that are a little bit more realistic looking, but that will operate properly and yet not allow the zombie pigmen to spawn on the rails. Thank you for watching.